As always, it is so great to be here with you. I hope you're staying safe and healthy out there and feeling fabulous at the same time. Anyways, it is Friday, and today we have an incredible recipe to kick off the weekend. We're talking a Spanish red bean and sausage stew. Now, this is a dish that hails from the north of Spain, and there's a lot of different variations of it. The one we're going to make today is the most classic one, known as un potaje de alubias rojas con salchichas. And let me tell you, it's got so many beautiful depths of flavors. It's seriously effortless to put together, and it's all done in about 30 minutes, folks. This is another one of those recipes that truly represent the Spanish kitchen, where less is more and simplicity meets extraordinary. Let's begin by grabbing a large deep fry pan. You can also use a stock pot here. Heat it with a medium heat and add in about 3 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, which is 45 milliliters. While the olive oil is heating, I'm going to cut 2 sausages, each one into small pieces that are 1/2 inch thick, which is 1 1/4 centimeters. The size of each sausage is 3½ ounces, which is 100 grams. Now, the sausages I'm using in this recipe are Beyond sausages, but you can use whatever type of sausage you like. The most important thing, make sure that it's nice and firm. That way when you cook it, it holds its shape and it doesn't fall apart. After heating the olive oil for a couple minutes, I'm going to add in the pieces of sausage and mix them around. That way they're all coated in that olive oil, and you don't have to mix this continuously, but do get in there every 1 to 2 minutes. That way all the pieces of sausage are evenly sauteed. In the meantime, let's get the rest of the vegetables ready. I'm going to roughly chop 1 medium-sized onion, roughly chop 4 cloves of garlic, cut 1 carrot that's been peeled into large chunks, and finely chop 1 green bell pepper. After cooking the pieces of sausage between 5 to 6 minutes and they're lightly browned, I'm going to start removing them from the pan, making sure to shake off any of the excess oil and then setting them aside. Now, using the same pan with the same heat, I'm going to add in the chopped onion, the chopped green bell pepper, the pieces of carrot, and the roughly chopped garlic. And once again, mix the ingredients around. That way they're all coated in that olive oil. And at this point, you want to make sure to mix this continuously. That way the veggies don't brown too quickly and they all evenly saute. After about 3 minutes, and the onion is nice and translucent, and the rest of the vegetables lightly sauteed, I'm going to add in 1 teaspoon of sweet smoked Spanish paprika, which is 2.30 grams. And 1/2 teaspoon of ground cumin, which is 1.25 grams. And we'll give this a quick mix. That way those spices are evenly coating all the vegetables. As always, the Spanish paprika that I'm using is from Kiva. Like I've told you in the past, this is one of the best sweet smoked Spanish paprikas that hail from Spain. It's got so much great flavor to it. You'll find a link where you can get some in the description box below. And if you buy it from that link, you'll also get 25% off your order. Then I'm going to add in 2½ cups of cooked kidney beans, which is 400 grams. The kidney beans that I'm using come from a jar, which is the same thing as the canned ones. And I did add them into a sieve beforehand and rinse them under some cold running water. And we'll season everything with sea salt and a generous portion of freshly cracked black pepper. Then we'll add in our pieces of sausage back into the pan and give it a gentle mix. That way everything's evenly mixed together. And once again, remember to be gentle here, otherwise you can easily break those beans apart. Once everything is well mixed, I'm going to add in 2 cups of vegetable broth, which is 475 milliliters. To make this recipe, you can also add in chicken broth or even beef broth. You'll find a link on how to make my vegetable broth in the description box below and iCard above. And we'll also add in 1 bay leaf. Then we'll turn up the heat to a high heat and give it one final mix and bring that broth to a boil. Once the broth comes to a boil, I'm going to place a lid on the pan and lower the fire to a low-medium heat. And we're going to simmer this between 10 to 15 minutes. This is enough time for all the flavors to develop and for those carrots to be perfectly cooked through. After about 15 minutes, I'm going to remove the lid from the pan. And look how beautiful this turned out. And as you can see, a lot of that broth has been absorbed by the ingredients, giving us a beautiful stew-like texture. If you see that your stew's a little bit too dry, just add in some more broth at this point. For the next step, I'm going to remove the bay leaf from the pan and remove the pan from the heat. Then I'm going to transfer some of the stew into a shallow bowl. And we'll sprinkle it with some finely chopped fresh parsley. Our Spanish red bean and sausage stew is done. Once again, this is known here in Spain as un potaje de alubias, rojas y salchichas. Beautiful presentation, easy to make, truly the kind of dish that when you take that first bite, it's gonna warm your soul. Let's give this a try and see how it tastes. Now this is what great food is all about. I am so excited to try this. Here we go. It is absolutely delicious. Like seriously, a big punch of so much goodness, like bam. You know, like I've told you in the past, a lot of these Spanish recipes, they start with the same ingredients, garlic, onion, carrots, and green bell pepper, but they all have their own uniqueness to them, and they all taste so different. It truly is so amazing, folks. Give this stew a try at home. As always, serve it next to a crunchy bag and a bar of Spanish wine for an ultimate Spanish trip. Really quick before I go, a shout out to a couple of my patrons, Burr and Melissa Del Rio, Britt Saunders, Tandy Irvin, Paul Whitfield, Debbie Lee, and Maria. Again, guys, thank you so much for being patrons of Spain on a Fork. You know how much I appreciate you. For the rest of you, if you're not with me on Patreon and you'd like to support the show, you'll find my Patreon link in the description box below and iCard above. If you enjoyed today's video, hit that like button, leave me a comment below, and if you're not subscribed, don't forget to smash that subscribe button and click on the bell icon. That way you can get notified when I release new content and to become a part of the Spain on a Fork family. Till the next time, hasta luego.